Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I had actually just already done this video and didn't realize that I didn't have the little SD card closed on the camera, so here we go again. What this video is about is our Parasite Detox protocol. If you follow our channel, you know that we kind of promote doing a parasite detox for humans. You know, we worm our pets and all that on a regular basis, but we don't even think about worming ourselves. But we are exposed to parasites as well as our pets. So I seem to have muddied the water a little bit with the protocol that I wrote. It's under a blog tab on our webpage, and it's called Updated Parasite Detox Suggestions or something like that. And I have several videos on it. And I think that the reason it's a little confusing to people is because there's different ways that you can do the parasite detox. It's not a static thing, it's kind of dynamic. So I want to, this is part 2 of our Q&A series that we're doing, because so many of the questions that have come in have to do with the parasite detox. And I get questions almost daily, but surely weekly, on the parasite protocol and how to do it. So what I want to do is introduce each of the components, and then I want to introduce the ways that we do it and why it's different, and why it's kind of a sliding scale sort of things, so to speak. So there are 4 components in our kit, and we sell it. We sell the protocol, the detox protocol, as a kit on our website. Many people don't have charcoal in their home, and you need that anyway. That's why we include the activated charcoal, but I'll explain why it's part of this kit in just a minute. So the 3 components are Mimosa pudica seed, which our supplier imports from India. It is organic. The way Mimosa pudica seed works, it works for the adult parasites. Now, some people have asked me, does this take care of, say, worms in the brain or in the heart or in the eyeball or whatever? I cannot guarantee that, and the reason is because I can't find research that verifies that. Mimosa pudica seed really kind of only recently became prominent in the herbal world, and it's very difficult to find a lot of research on it. So I have not been able to locate that research. I would not put it past it, especially the second component in the protocol. But for our purposes, we are primarily dealing with intestinal parasites, as well as liver flukes and some worms that like to hang out in the biliary tree. So the Mimosa pudica seed primarily deals with adult parasites, and the way that it works, it has a mild stunning effect, so that it kind of slows them down a little bit, and then it suffocates them. And last I checked, nobody can get immune to being suffocated. It coats them so that they can't breathe and respirate. And we're going to talk about why that stunning and slowing effect is important in just a little bit when we talk about the full moon challenge. Okay, that's the first component. And the second component is anti-parasite capsules. And maybe I might need to rename this Egg Booster or something like that. I don't know. If you have a good suggestion for a name, feel free. But this takes care of the eggs that the adult parasites pass, particularly as they're dying. You know, when a parasite is dying, they pass a lot of eggs because, you know, they want to live. And so if you don't take something to deal with the eggs, you can seriously reinfest yourself. And I did that. The first time I did the parasite detox, I only took the Mimosa pudica seed. And as all those adult worms were dying off, they were passing all these eggs in my body. And I really reinfested myself. And I tell that story in other videos on our channel. So I'm not going to go into all that now. And also, even when you're not doing a parasite detox, these adult parasites are passing eggs, and those eggs go into cyst form. And if the adult parasite is stressed or dying or whatever, it sends out chemical signals for all those to hatch all those eggs that were previously. So I really goofed up and I seriously reinfested myself. So you really need something that will take care of the eggs, and that is this, the anti-parasite formula. And this formula has wormwood, which is the Artemisia absinthium, and that's the kind that I used to wildcraft when we would go to North Dakota when I used to make alcohol-based tinctures with this. And the reason I switched from the tincture to the capsules is because I have a lot of people who are opposed to taking alcohol-based tinctures, which I totally respect, and also because it tastes nasty. So people wanted a capsule. That bitter taste, if you ever look up what is the most bitter herb, 9 times out of 10, wormwood's going to be on the top. And so people don't like that. It's totally bitter. But that bitter taste in the mouth is actually good for us because it stimulates the liver to release bile. And that's how it gets rid of a lot of these toxins and stuff. So it's got wormwood, black walnut hull, clove buds, garlic bulb, Cascara sagrada, chaparral, fennel seed, slippery elm bark, lobelia. That's a pretty good blend. You know, it's got some things in it that are going to help to soothe the digestive tract, to help keep things moving along, and that kind of stuff. So it's a good blend, and this deals with the eggs that are passed. So you definitely need that. Now, before you ever even think about doing a parasite detox, you really need to make sure that your bowels are open and moving well. The definition of constipation is having 1 or less bowel movement per day. That blows a lot of people's minds, but that's true. If you eat twice a day, you need to have 2 bowel movements a day. If you eat 3 times a day, you need to have 3 bowel movements a day. So that's why we add the colon cleanse to the protocol. When I first married Kalen, he gives me free permission to share this. He was so stressed because, he was a bachelor working long hours. He had a lot of responsibilities at church. He had his daughter half the week. And so he was a busy man. And he didn't have time to take care of business. And, with all the stress and everything, the poor guy was pooping bricks, basically. So it took me 11 capsules to get the dam broken in his GI system so that he could have normal bowel movements. And this really helped him a lot, to kind of get over the hump, so to speak. And so don't be afraid to take these. I have to take these with food because they kind of upset my stomach if I don't. I have a very sensitive GI tract. So I take these with food, and so that it's not a problem to do that. And again, I like for people to start with 1 capsule and then see what happens the next day. If nothing's changed, take 2 capsules the next day, maybe 1 with breakfast, 1 with lunch, and wait a day or 2 and see what happens. They're not going to cause explosive bowel movements, but they do help to move things along. And so for me, they make me nauseated if I take them on an empty stomach, so I have to take them with food. Again, you may not be like me. Kalen has an iron gut. It doesn't matter when he takes them. It doesn't bother him. Now, the 4th component is, again, the activated charcoal powder. The reason I included this is because when you do the parasite detox and these worms begin to die off, they release a lot of toxins in your body, and that can feel yucky. You can have what's called the Herxheimer reaction. You feel like you got the flu. So if you feel that way, take a half to 1 teaspoon of charcoal powder in at least 16 ounces or so of water away from other food or supplements or whatever, and that can really help a lot to bind up those toxins. And we're in the process of developing another binder blend with our supplier, and we hope to release that soon. That is geared primarily for people who've been exposed to mold, which is more of us than we think, but also other toxins. It helps to bind those too, and we hope again to have that ready here in the next week or 2. We'll have a separate video on that. Okay, so let's see if we can clear up the confusion. I think, again, that the confusion is because there's so many different ways that you can do the Parasite Detox protocol. The kit is designed to do roughly 75 days, roughly 3 months, I guess you could say. And that is on a dosage of 2 mimosa pudica seed capsules morning and evening on an empty stomach, and 1 to 2 anti-parasite capsules with breakfast and with lunch, and however many of the colon cleanse capsules you need. Most people are not going to need as many as my husband did. He was just super stressed with the circumstances he was under at the time. So what about taking a break? I've had people ask me, don't you need to take a break with these herbs? I really do like people to take a break. I've had people do it both ways. I've had people just take it straight through. I've had people take a break and come back to it. But I really honestly think it's best to do it for like 3 weeks and then take a week off. If your system is really sensitive, you may do it for 2 weeks and then come back and take a break for a week and then come back to it. So it really, there's a lot of variables. If you find that you're really having a lot of die-off and it's making you, kind of struggle with that, and you're having to take a lot of charcoal, by all means, do it 2 weeks and take a week off. Okay, give your body a break. And so there's no problem with that. So, what about dosage on this? We'll talk about dosage, and then we'll talk about the full moon challenge. So, for dosage, I weigh less than 95 pounds, or they're about 95 pounds. I'm a teeny tiny little lady, okay? So I actually take the full adult dose, which the full adult dose is 2 mimosa pudica seed capsules morning and evening on an empty stomach, and 1 or 2 anti-parasite capsules with breakfast and with lunch. Typically, that's what I do, and I do 1 of the anti-parasite capsules with breakfast and lunch. Sometimes I'll do 2 with lunch. It's not written in stone. Kalen is much bigger than me. I do usually have him do, or I did when we did the initial Parasite Detox, I had him do the 2 morning and evening, and I had him do 2 of the anti-parasite capsules with breakfast and with lunch because he's bigger than me, so he's going to need more. He's got more mass. So if you are, for instance, a 250-pound bodybuilder who's never done a Parasite Detox before, I would probably recommend that you take 3 mimosa pudica seed capsules morning and evening on an empty stomach, and at least 2 or even 3 anti-parasite capsules with breakfast and with lunch. If you've traveled to a foreign country, or you have something like blastocystis hominis, giardia, something like that, then I would definitely take the 2 or 3 of the anti-parasite capsules depending on your size. Can you do this for children? Yes, you can. The issue with children is base it on their size and can they safely swallow capsules. If they can't safely swallow capsules with the mimosa pudica seed, you can take it out of the capsule, mix it with water, and have the child eat it like a gruel. It doesn't taste yucky, so you shouldn't have any problem getting them to eat that. On the other hand, the anti-parasite capsules do taste nasty. It's got wormwood in it, very bitter, okay? So in that case, it might be better to go to a glycerin-based extract with them, a liquid, to do the liquid with them, basing it on their size. I am a small adult, and I take the full adult dosage with no problems. It does not bother me. Again, I've been doing parasite detoxing for quite a while. So if you're a small, petite lady, you've never done a parasite detox before, take it easy in the beginning. Start low and slow, and then build up. Because you don't want to have, a whole mass of parasites killed off at once, and you have this Herxheimer reaction that knocks you down, and then you're mad at me. So take it easy if you're somebody that's really teeny tiny and you've never done a parasite detox before. So with children, base it on their size, their weight. So if they weigh 50 pounds, half of what I do, give them half the dose. If they're smaller than that, tweak it down even more. Okay, again, base it on their weight and can they safely swallow capsules. If they can't, then you need to take your discretion. Do this at your own discretion. Do your own research. Here's my disclaimer. Okay, I'm not diagnosing or treating or anything. I'm telling you what has worked for us, and it's worked beautifully not only for us, but for hundreds, literally, of other people. I have pictures of stuff that comes out of people that they send me from all over the world. And they're definitely worms. They're not just gooed up mimosa pudica seed. Now there are things called, it's called ropeworm that comes out of people, and it's junk that comes off of the intestinal wall. That is called ropeworm, and it can be very long and stretchy like. That is probably mucus, mimosa pudica seed, and garbage that is being scraped off of your intestinal lining that needs to come out. And a lot of times people will pass that for days before they ever see a parasite. That's totally normal. For me, I did that. I passed 2 or 3 of these things that were like 3 feet long. A friend of mine called it Grandma and Grandpa. And then after that, I started passing roundworms that were like 10 to 12 inches long, and they were definitely worms. You could take the things out and rinse them, and they were pink worms. You could tell. It looks like just like the pictures that you see on the internet. So I think I got off on a tangent a little bit with that. But anyway, I'm trying to cover all the questions that I've thought of that have come in. So yes, you can do it with children. Yes, you can do it with pets. Again, base it on their weight. Just tweak it down based on their weight. All right, let's see if we can clear up the mud as pertains to the full moon challenge. What is this all about, and why do we even consider this? When I used to, the last nursing job that I had, I worked in newborn nursery. And so I was in on a lot of deliveries. I caught a lot of slippery wet babies. And so during full moon, we used to get slammed with deliveries. I don't understand how all that works, but it was real. And any of you who work mother-child, mother-baby, you know that you have a lot more deliveries during the full moon. And I think that it whatever effect it is on our bodies is also affecting the parasites. And I know that's true. I know that they respond to our neurotransmitters, serotonin, melatonin, these things, the gravitational pull of the moon, and all the changes that take place. Parasites are more active during full moon. This is also when they come out of their little hiding places to mate. And so it makes them much more accessible to these herbs during that time. So that's a time when you really want to increase the dosage. So it's the same components. You don't have to buy different components. It's the same components. You only increase the dosage. Now, while we're talking about babies and mothers, let me just address another question that's come in, and that is, can breastfeeding or pregnant ladies do this protocol? Excuse me. I don't recommend it. And I'm sorry to say that, but I definitely don't recommend it. I recommend that especially if you're pregnant, for sure, you do things like garlic, pumpkin seeds. Take a handful of pumpkin seeds 15 minutes before your meal each day and eat that. That can help to somewhat. It's very mild. It's not anywhere near as effective as this, but it's something that you can be doing until you get to a point where you can actually do a deep parasite detox. Okay, let's again go back to the full moon challenge. Let's say you're someone who's never done a parasite detox, and you're doing this 3-month or 90-day, it's roughly 75 days that this kit is designed to carry you through. Let's say you're doing that and full moon rolls around and you want to hit those parasites even harder because they are more accessible during that time. Then I would recommend you do what's called the 3-day full moon challenge, which means the day before full moon, the day of full moon, and the day after full moon, you're going to at least double your dosage. Okay, so with the Mimosa pudica, if you're taking 2, take at least 4 or even 6. And if you're really a huge, large person, take 8. It's very safe to do that. Okay, but again, remember that it can be constipating, so keep an eye on things. And if your bowel movements slow down, increase also on the colon cleanse capsules. Okay, and then for the anti-parasite during that time, you need to increase that too. If you're taking 1, take at least 2 twice a day. If you're taking 2, you might want to up it to 3. So that's all it is for the full moon challenge. You only increase it for those few days to really hit it because the parasites are more accessible during that time frame. Then there's what's called the 5-day full moon challenge, which means you do 2 days before full moon, the day of full moon, and 2 days after. That's a little bit more aggressive. You're going to hit it harder. You're going to hit more of the parasites. You may have more die-off. So if you've never done any parasite detoxing, I really recommend you only start with the 3-day full moon challenge. If you've been at it a while, you can do the 5-day full moon challenge. If you really want to get after it, then do the 7-day full moon challenge, which is 3 days before, the day of full moon, and 3 days after. Get my fingers wiggling right there. So that is pretty aggressive, and you may find the need to take some of the activated charcoal during that time, because you're going to have more of the parasites that are dying off. So it's highly possible that you could have some die-off symptoms during that time. Okay, after you've done, if let's say for instance that you don't want to do the full moon, you don't want to rock the boat too much, you just want to take it easy and do this mild 3-month thing. You're going to do 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 2 mimosas morning and evening, 1 to 2 antiparasites morning and evening, and the colon cleanse capsules as you need it. You don't want to do the full moon challenge. Okay, that's perfect. That's really what I recommend for people to begin with, is just to do that 30-day, not 30-day, it's basically, if you take it like that, it's roughly 75 to 80 or 90 days that it will last. So it's hard to say set in stone because it depends on your size and how much you need to take. Okay, that's what I recommend really. Just come into this easy. Don't come in like gangbusters. Do the basically 3-month protocol, and then every month after that, for the first year, do the full moon challenge. You can do 3-day full moon challenge for a month or 2, then you can increase it to a 5-day full moon challenge and on up for the first year. Thereafter, I really recommend that people do the full moon challenge at least quarterly. And by this time you're an old pro, so you can do a 7-day full moon challenge. Now, honestly, people, I am not trying to just sell products, okay? Our prices are better than anybody's on the internet, and our products are either wildcrafted or organic. And so I really am not trying to just make a killing on this. I'm trying to kill parasites and help people's minds to clear up, help them to feel better so that they can understand spiritual things, understand the Word of God, understand that, we're in the final scenes of Earth's history. We need to feel good. We need to feel better so that we can think clearly and make wise decisions. That's why we're doing this. That's our motive. So anyway, I think that's everything with the Parasite Detox. That's all the questions that I can think of that I needed to cover. If you have a question that I did not address, please put it in the comment section, in the comments below. One more product that I would like to talk about just quickly before I wrap it up is a tea. It's a blend called Smooth Move. So if you are definitely having problems with your bowel movement, this is very similar to our colon cleanse product, but sometimes people are so plugged up that they really need a little extra. And this is very effective. So is our colon cleanse. But sometimes I like to combine these two. If you're super plugged up and you know you're constipated and you haven't gone in like 3 days, there's something called the salt flush that you can do. Depending on your size, 1 quart to 2 quarts of very warm water, not hot, just very warm, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, and the juice of 1 lemon. You can do a little bit less if you're doing a quart of water. For me, I do a quart of water. That's enough. I'm a little person. If you're a big person, like if I was doing this on Kaylin, I'd probably use the 2 quart, the 1/2 gallon. If the 1 quart, you need to drink that with a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and at least a tablespoon of lemon juice, and you need to drink it within 10 minutes. And so I've never had this not work. If you're a bigger person, you're going to need more, but I give you 30 minutes to drink it because it's a lot to get in within 30 minutes. Again, I've never had that not work and help people that are really plugged up to get things moving. And then you can come behind that with a tea, no pun intended behind that, the Smooth Move and the colon cleanse, and kind of help get things moving again. So many people have lazy gut these days and things are just not moving along. So these can really help. Ginger tea is another one that can help, to stimulate the peristaltic movement in the body. Okay, I don't want to get off into too many tangents. We have other videos that talk about liver and how all this ties together. If you don't know, parasites will make and keep you sick. That's a direct quote from Dr. Lee Merritt. And also there's a strong correlation between heavy metal toxicity, parasites, candida, all these are strongly interconnected. So if you have somebody that has heavy metal toxicity, candida, trying to deal with those things, can't get rid of all that, have them do a parasite detox, because that's kind of the basis of it all. So that's it. Again, if I did not address a question that you have, please leave a comment. I will try to answer it in the comment section so other people can see it. Be sure and check the comments below because the answer to your question may already be there. So that's it. God bless you, and we'll see you, Lord willing, on the next video.